Alrighty, so today I'm going to be drawing a fish with a Sharpie S gel pen. That is correct. I do think without further ado, let's go ahead and get my notebook all opened up, and let's go ahead and, well, draw a fish with my Sharpie S gel pen that I have right here. As we can see, I have drawn quite a few fish, though. I do enjoy drawing fish, I ain't gonna lie. I do really enjoy drawing fish, and I am very excited to be drawing another one in today's video, that is for sure. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get the actual pen all out and everything like that. I guess just click the pen so I can actually draw. I don't really know the right way of putting that, in all honesty. Without further ado, though, let's go ahead and get right to drawing. Yeah, I still can't do that. I can't flick a pen. It'd be so cool if I could, but I've got to learn how to. But let's go ahead and actually draw the fish, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and start off with the mouth, just like that. And I'm just going to have the mouth come back just a little bit like that. And I'm going to kind of circle around just like that. Now, one of my favorite things about the Sharpie S gel pen is that it does not bleed very much. So I don't really have to worry about or it doesn't really bleed very much. I don't think that's the right way of putting it. It doesn't really smear very much. So I can go like that on brand new ink. Okay, I guess that did smear. That smeared a little. That smeared a little. Okay. It doesn't smear very much. So I'm not like super worried about like getting my hand all over the page today or anything like that kind of thing, which honestly it really is one of my favorite things about this pen right here. Just the ink dries so fast. It doesn't smear very much. I really do like that, and it's very helpful and handy when you're drawing with it, because then you don't have to worry about where you put your hand and everything like that, and it doesn't get awkward to draw when you're like halfway through and you're kind of like, okay, I need to put my hand here, but that's still wet, so now I kind of need to go like this kind of thing. It doesn't get all awkward, and it really is very nice to draw with because of that. But one of the negatives of this pen is definitely just the pen and how it draws, in all honesty. This is a very well used Sharpie S gel. Let's see, I'm gonna go and get the cap off real quick just to see if I can. Oh, there we go. Just to see if I can take a look at how much there is in it. Yeah, there's really not much left in this pen anymore. I've used up the vast majority of it. This is a very well used Sharpie S gel pen, that is for sure. But one of the bad things about this pen is just definitely just how it draws, in all honesty. It's not very bold lines. They kind of fade a little bit over time. And I'm just not really the biggest fan of how this pen draws. You really do have to do 1 or 2 layers to really make it look good, in my opinion. Like this kind of thing, it doesn't really look the best, in my opinion. It's kind of faded and everything like that. Not really the biggest fan of it. I definitely prefer drawing with something a little bit more bolder, something that does smear a little bit more, just because it doesn't fade as much and just because it's a little bit bolder. But that could also be due to the fact that this is a 0.7 millimeter size Sharpie S gel pen. They do also make, I want to say, 0.5 and 1.0 millimeter sized Sharpie S gel pens that do definitely probably, I've never used one before, but the 5.5 is probably worse and the 1.0 is probably better. I don't know. I've never used either of them before. I just went for 0.7 because it was the one right in the middle. But definitely might have to try a 1.0 Sharpie S gel in the future, that is for sure. But I'm just going to go ahead and just start going over all of these lines just to make them a little bit more bold and everything like that kind of thing, just because that's how I prefer my lines to look. And they are not quite looking like that at the moment, and I definitely want them to, well, look a little bit more bold and whatnot. So I'm just going to go ahead and start going over all of these lines and whatnot, and finish up this fish drawing with my Sharpie S gel pen. But no, I do really like this pen, though. I do really like the Sharpie S gel. Some other issues I have with it, though. The weight of the pen, it's very light. It is a disposable pen, after all. Sure, you can actually take out the cartridge, the insert, whatever you want to call it, kind of thing. You can take that out and you can replace it, but there's really no point in doing so, in all honesty. There's really no point in doing so. You'd might as well just replace the entire pen. And it's very lightweight kind of thing, which if that's to your preference, then that's no issue, of course, but that is definitely not to my preference. I prefer a heavier pen, but the weight of it, even though it is very light, is certainly not bad by any means. It's not unevenly weighted or badly weighted. It's definitely a little bit more weighted towards the bottom of the pen. So if you prefer pens that are weighted towards the top, then it's definitely not a pen for you, but it's still a pretty good weighted pen for what it is and for the price, in all honesty, because it's not the cheapest pen in the world, but it's also most certainly not the most expensive. And when compared to some other more not really budget, because this isn't really like a budget disposable pen kind of thing. I wouldn't really clarify it. I wouldn't really call it that, in all honesty. But for a disposable pen kind of thing, there are definitely worse options out there. And I do like the Sharpie S Gel pen for what it is, although I will admit, I don't think I'd buy a whole pack of them again. But I certainly don't mind using them to draw every once in a while, that is for sure. Now I've got to go ahead and do the eyes and all of the teeth. I think I'm going to do the teeth first. I'm going to go like this, just in case the ink wants to smear. I am being a little bit careful, but I don't really need to be, in all honesty. I really don't think the ink is going to smear at all, but I mean, like, who knows, it might, so I am being careful in today's video. Better to be careful and like the drawing than to not be careful and not like the drawing because I smeared it so much. But honestly, I do not mind the style of smearing when I do accidentally smear. I'm like, okay, either it's a good thing or it's a bad thing kind of thing, and there really is no in between. I have to have an opinion on me accidentally smearing. If I accidentally smear it and I don't like it, I don't like it. But if I like it and I think it adds a little bit to the drawing, hey, not a bad thing at all. Like, I remember one time I was drawing with I think I was actually drawing on video, and I was using I've thrown it away now, but it was a Pilot Metropolitan fountain pen. And I was using that to draw something. I can't remember what I was drawing, but it just completely split in the middle of the video, I want to say. And just ink went everywhere kind of thing, just ink went everywhere. But it actually but the drawing actually looked better because of it, in my opinion, because it just added a little bit more to the drawing and just made it look a little bit more interesting, which the drawing would have not looked nearly as interesting if that had not happened. And so honestly, that was a good thing, even though it was literally the pen breaking. I didn't purposely break the pen, it just broke. I don't know why it broke all of a sudden in the middle of the video, but it certainly did nonetheless, that is for sure. But I think it just added a lot more to the drawing, and well, that is something good with smearing kind of thing. That is something good with like really liquidy ink and whatnot and everything like that kind of thing. But that can also be a downfall if that's not something you want on it. I didn't mind it in that scenario, but definitely some of my drawings, I definitely would mind having that happen. It would have been definitely drawing ruining for me kind of thing to have happen mid-drawing. But not a bad thing at all kind of thing. Not a bad thing at all for that scenario. I do think, though, that's just about it kind of thing. I think I'm going to go ahead and just go over the lines one more time right here. And I think that is just about all I want to do. I think that's just about all I want to do. I am overall pretty happy with this fish. I really like it. I'm very happy with this fish. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me draw a fish with a Sharpie S Gel pen. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my main channel all in the description down below. Go check it all out. And of course, if you guys have any constructive criticism for this video or for this drawing, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. But thank you very much for watching, y'all. Until the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?